Hi everyone, this is David. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are headed to Reynoldsburg, Ohio for a client shoot. This one's kind of personal to me. There's a gentleman in Reynoldsburg, Ohio, Ray, who has converted the outside of a barn into a 1960s vintage Sohio station. And for those of you that are not familiar with Sohio is short for Standard Oil of Ohio. So part of the Standard Oil Company. And the car that we're going to be shooting is a 1967 Chevelle Malibu SS. This is something that we've planned for several weeks now, and we were actually supposed to go last Tuesday, but it rained. And I don't mean it rained a little, I mean it came down in buckets. So we have rescheduled for today, and Ray has been kind enough to allow us the use of his facility. So we're going to head on up that way. I have all my gear. I'm going to try to film as much of it as I can, but when you're on a commercial shoot like this for a client, it requires a lot of your attention. And anybody who knows me knows I don't really have a lot of that to begin with. So we're going to head up to Reynoldsburg, Ohio, and we will see you all up there. All right, you ready, Wonder Mutt? Key the music. So this is pretty amazing. We are at Ray's establishment, and we're going to be shooting the Chevelle. But I want you to see the venue first. Check this out. I'm going to walk up here so you guys can get a better look at a lot of this. Oh, lens flare. There we go. Look at that. This thing is unbelievable. The checkerboard is made out of lug nuts. And I know it's in pretty deep shadow, but there's the Chevelle we're getting ready to shoot. So, but first, Ray has been kind enough to allow me to go over to his garage, because you got to see this stuff. So, here we go. We're going to head over there, and then we'll come back and we'll do some more. I can't wait for you guys to see what's over here. This is unbelievable. All Alright, here we go. You ready? Look at this. Now, none of what you're going to see in here are fiberglass recreations or anything like this. These are all things that he has built and restored himself from the ground up. So, and some of them are just, they defy imagination, but you're going to have to see it yourself. That Packard. These cars are just absolutely stunning. This one here to my left yet, I don't want to get to it yet. Oh, sorry, keeps going to sleep on me. I need to be able to see where I'm walking. Now this car here is amazing. Again, it's another one that he built, and it's all, he's driven it on the highway, he said, but it is all original plate glass and things like that. There's no safety. Well, his mother passed away not very long ago, and she was 104. And while he was building this car, this Ford, she asked him, is there anything that I can do, you know, for your car? And he said, well, you know, the Greyhound here, the Greyhound needs a sweater. And it wasn't long after that, this sweater arrived in the mail. Well, when he was going to car shows, kids and even sometimes adults would come up and pull the sweater off. So he rigged it up underneath here. As you can see, it's anatomically correct. I'm going to try to get in here close enough so you can see it. This right here. And he has it rigged to an electric, I think it's an old garage door opener, he said. And if somebody comes up and tries to pull on it, the dog actually shoots urine. It's water, but it's simulated urine. Shoots water on them. And he said it's got a range of about 80 yards. So that's how he protects the sweater his mother knitted for his Greyhound. Ready? Yep. No, that's good. Yeah, I got it, Ray. Thank you, sir. I need to go back over to that Packard so you guys can get a look inside of it. Look at that. Look at the size of that seat. My goodness. I know it's dark. I'm sorry. How pretty is that? Now this next one I'm going to be going to is just, it's hilarious. I want you to look at this car closely. Take a close look. This is the front end. Okay? There's the engine compartment. This is an old Plymouth. Alright? Pretty color. Nice light blue and white. Alright? So this is the front of the car. Wait, is that the front of the car? Is this the front of the car? Wait, Well, which one's the engine? Which way does it go? So he had, I'm going to flip this around here. He had two of these Plymouths. One was burned up in the back, and the other was in an accident, so it was crunched in the back. And he cut them in two, and he welded a piece of frame in, and he welded them both together. This engine here is actually not real. This is actually the back of the car. And when the headlights hit the brake, they actually turn red. And there's 6 across for brake lights on each side. And then when he's just driving at night, there's 4 that are just marker lights. And then, of course, your 2 turn signals down at the bottom are still turn signals. But he actually fabricated and built this entire car himself. These 2 pieces together. So this is actually the front of the car. And this is the original old flathead engine. The only thing that he did was, work with the transmission, is he added an overdrive. So, this is a 1962 Chevelle 409, what he said they call the bubble top. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of you that are more familiar with this than I am. Sorry, I'm trying to duck under the wire and everything. This is a 62 Bel Air with a 409 cubic inch engine. But there's old trucks here he's restored. Old tractors. I mean, look at this. Look at this. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm going to try to get in there with that. It says Diamond T. And it's a wrecker. It's an old wrecker. See it? 1948 is what the tag says. Get back out of here, out of the shadows. Show you some of these old tractors. There's an old Farmall. This is an old Alice Chalmers. But I don't know. Can you say he's won a few awards? I'm gonna have to ask him the story behind this. This is a teeny tiny thing. So I'd like to thank my friend Don, who I met at one of the car shows, who actually gave Ray my number and had him call me and got permission to come out here and shoot, because this place is absolutely breathtaking. So I'm going to see if I can get some pictures. Okay, so we're gonna shut the lights off here. We're gonna try not to get all tangled up in the camera strap. I know, I was like following a drunken fool. I was shutting her all down.
Want me to close the hoods on my car?
No, I honestly liked it with them up.
Okay.
Because if somebody were to look at the images and not know the original flathead and everything in the front,
yeah,
they wouldn't be able to tell which was the front and which was the back.
I can pull this car out.
We are shooting at f8. Let's see, f8, 400 ISO, 1/250th of a second. White balance is set to auto. I'll warm it up in post. Now, if you listen carefully, there's a real quiet clicking sound in the background as I photograph these. Not the loud one, that's actually the shutter going off. But there's a real light clicking sound in the background. That's actually me feathering the shutter speed. I really want to shoot at f8. I like the f8 setting, and in this sunlight it's just about perfect. But because the sunlight is not consistent, then what I have to do is I sometimes decrease the shutter speed to, as low as 1/160th of a second, or when it's really bright, up to 1/250th of a second. Now, ideally, what would be the best thing to do here is I would probably use at least 300-watt strobes to more evenly light that, even outdoors in direct sunlight. Just expose for the current light and then use the strobes to fill it in. But that's a whole different set of parameters, I guess you could say. It requires people, even when they're sandbagged and weighted down. We got a little bit of wind going on here, and you really don't want your lights tumbling over. Plus, you have all the reflective surfaces that you have to deal with. So the best thing to do in this particular case is to just try to expose for the shadows and try to fix anything else in post. What we're doing here is, in this area, I'm actually kneeled down to hide my body behind the wheel well so that there's no reflection of myself. I'm just going to wait on Mr. Gosnell over there to finish whatever he's power washing, and then we're going to go back to it again. Now, what we're doing here is we're changing the angles. Sometimes these close-ups like these are really dramatic shots. Plus, if you listen carefully to the client or to whomever you happen to be photographing, they will give you clues or hints, or even straight out come and tell you certain attributes of their car or of themselves or whatever that they find the most aesthetic, I guess is the best word that you can use. Ernie has told me he really likes the front end of this car, and it has a very muscular look to it. So I tried to do some concentration just on the front of the car. The other thing is you really got to move these angles around. At one point, I go up onto the porch of the station to see how much of the car is going to be visible from the pumps, and you can see me here just kind of walking around, looking at different angles, trying to see if what I can create. And so that's right here is where we go up onto the porch and we look. And I looked at the shots here, and I found the car was just a little bit too obscured. I did take a few shots here, but I wasn't crazy with the outcome. So what I did was, once I briefly reviewed them on the back of the screen, I thought, let me shift down and get the front of the car just as it's sticking out from in front of the pump. It's sticking out just to the side of the pumps. And that I found to be a very aesthetically pleasing. However, if you look, there's that one streak of light right there by where the driver's mirror is that I knew there wasn't going to be any way to correct that. I should have set up a small strobe to fix that, but all in all, it came out pretty good. So as we get ready to wrap this thing up, we're going to take one more shot, and I think Ray has graciously accepted coming over. We're going to take a shot here of Ernie and his wife and Ray in front of his old Sohio station. So, poor guy, we're interrupting his work.
I know. I apologize for not to be on time. Come on, Gretchen. Come on, bring your
You
stick.
can get in it too, puppy. Bring your stick.
Bring your stick.
You guys stay right there in the shadow.
Ray, you come up. How do you get in the middle? Ray, you get right in the middle.
There.
And there's the puppy photobombing me. One more time, please. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Stay right there. One more time. One more time.
See his face?
Once more. Once more. Got to expose for the shadows. Good. Well, that was the 1967 SS Chevelle shoot at the vintage Sohio station, which it wasn't, but boy, it certainly could have passed for one. I'd like to thank Ernie for bringing his car out and the opportunity to shoot it. And most of all, I'd really like to thank Ray for welcoming us into his home and into his shop, and for the stories. There's so much more that I want to share with you guys, and I can't wait. I literally cannot wait to get up here and see this fine gentleman again. If you like this episode, hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. And there's also that bell thing. I don't know what that does, but anyway, you have to hit that too. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching, and we will see you next time.